What's up everyone, this is Brian coming at you from the UA lab. I wanted to bring you my build for red JJK. I've been testing this deck quite a bit and I'm actually quite impressed with it. I think it has a good chance of doing well in this rare battle season, especially because most people aren't used to how it plays, and this raid Yuji being able to not only have double attack but have impact and be very versatile is a strong contender, especially right now as people are trying to figure out what version of Blue Sukuna they're wanting to play. I also believe that the fact that you can build this deck how I have it built with 46 triggers, that makes it on the same level as Code Geass. And just to put in perspective, there's only 4 cards in the entire deck that don't have a trigger, make it very versatile. We're going to start by showing that we're running 4 of the raid Yujis. This card is the build around. This card is amazing. You're trying to keep these in hand. You want 1 or 2 of them. They're game enders. They're awesome. We run 12 zeros. So we run 4 Yuji, 4 Nabara, and 4 Megami. I don't play any 2-drops in this deck, so I do run 4 of the 1-cost Nabara. The effect on it is pretty good. You can see right here that being able to buff up by 1500 on the UG is really strong, but we also need to be able to have another target because we go straight from the 0s and 1s into 3s, partially because I want to keep my trigger count high. So that's something that I'm doing. You could look at changing that. I think this is the correct build right now, but it's one that I'm really liking. The color UG here is very strong. It's great if they've got a big board. Usually it is at least a 4K, and most of the times I've used it, but this has been very strong. I really like this UG. The Megami is also really good. Being able to just activate on frontline and give your raid UG an extra 1500 BP. It is very easy with Megami and a special to have him be a 7500, so you can have a 7500 impact. Or if you do use the double attack, it is a 5500 double attack. So very good, very strong. We are also running the raid Nabara. The raid Nabara is good. The first ability, the draw card, discard a card, is nice. The 3000 BP reduction has come up on some of the smaller creatures I've been running into in my test play. Obviously it's not going to kill a 4K, but it has been relevant. The other activate for the extra 500, that's been less than relevant, but just being able to draw more cards, get in there for a little bit extra damage has been nice. I do like the Nabara raid, so I'm keeping it at 4 right now. This is one I could potentially see going to 3, but right now I'm liking it at 4. And then one of the things I am playing is I'm playing 4 of our boy Gojo. This card is awesome. I know that a lot of people see it and think that you don't even get an attack with it, but the fact that it lets you look at the top 4 cards, you get to take 2 and add it to hand, is super strong when it gets removed from the game. This is one where I was testing it early at 2 and then at 3, and I've moved it to 4. 4 feels great. I will definitely be keeping it at 4. This is an amazing card. In that same vein, the other Gojo in the deck, I do have 3 copies of the uncommon Gojo. This one has also been good. The other Gojo is better, but I do like this one, especially how it combos with a mini Mechamaru. So while the damage 2 isn't usually relevant, the set to active isn't super relevant, it does come up when you can sneak in for 2 extra damage, and then having it as a blocker before it goes away on your opponent's turn is nice. Then that's the end of all of the character cards. Now we're into just our event cards. We have the 4 domain expansions. Then we have 4 copies of Black Flash. Black Flash is really interesting, especially where if they have if they have 2 or more characters with 4000 BP, it gives your character an extra 2000 this is a big deal for UG, especially where you can make him be a double attacker at 4K just with a black flash. Highly recommend playing this card at 4. This one has been overperforming in every single game where I've been able to use it. In other decks, I don't typically want to draw this special trigger. This is one where I do want to draw it in my hand because it has been so powerful. And then lastly is the Mini Mechamaru. This card is limited to 3. You can only play 3. It is insane what this card lets you do. So just to make it clear for everyone, you play the Gojos because if you have a Gojo banished, it reduces the cost of this card by 3. So it only costs 2 energy, 1 AP. But it lets you draw, then play 2 red units with 3 or less required energy and 1 AP cost, set to rest it on your field. So what this can let you do is you can go from a field with nothing on it outside of this. So if you have just a 2 AP generator, you can play Mini Mechamaru, you can play 2 units from your hand, and then you can raid over both of them in the same turn for 3 AP without having to use a domain expansion. So the ability to just pump bodies out with Mini Mechamaru is incredible. I'm very excited with this deck. I don't know if it's what I'll be using for the rare battle. I think that it's what I'm going to be using, especially with the Mini Mechamaru and the Yuji. I've been very, very happy with it. I'm interested to see what you guys think, what your guys' builds are for this deck. If you have any suggestions for me on it, please let me know. This has been Brian from the UA Lab. Have a good night.